Oh my God, I am live. Hello, everyone. Oh my gosh. Okay. I have no idea if anyone's going to come to this live because one, I haven't announced this live, and two, this is the first time I'm going live on YouTube. I'm so happy and excited and just ecstatic and really grateful and appreciative that I can do this and that I'm here with you all. Definitely pop into the chat. Let me know where you are from. And tell me your favorite food because I am thinking a lot about food right now. So yeah, if you don't know me, apparently there's one person watching. Maybe that's me. I don't know. Okay, it was not me. It was actually someone. Okay, whatever. Anyway, so if you're not familiar with my channel, my name is Care. I am a manifestation success coach. I own my own company called Magnetic Unicorn. And Magnetic Unicorn is pretty much just my alias around the whole internet. This is my vlog channel. So this is where I just like pop on live and I put my vlogs and my thoughts on here. It's kind of like a really cool dumping ground. Like if a garbage dump could be a nightclub, that's what it would be. And then my other channel is Magnetic Unicorn, and that is for more manifestation and success coaching stuff. I haven't updated that yet, but I do have some exciting videos planned for that channel. So definitely stay tuned for that. Today, I've actually just been feeling really inspired, and I'm in a reflective period. And I actually titled this vlog advice I would give to my 28-year-old self. And that is a very specific age. I know that's a very specific age because when I was 28, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, okay? And actually, when I was 28, I went through a spiritual awakening, and then I went through my 29th, my 30th, and then my 31st. Around my 31st year, I'm like, okay, it's time to actually get back to who I really am. And I'm turning 32 in 7 months in October. So that's exciting. Let me know when your birth date is. Let me know if you're also in October, Libra baby. I'd love to know in the comments on the side. I think it's on the side. I don't know. YouTube changes their comments section quite often, but I think it's on the right side of this video. Anyway, so let's jump right into the vlog here. Pieces of advice I would give to my 28-year-old self. So one, my first piece of advice would be to actually follow my dreams. Like just stop asking people for their opinion and thoughts on what I should do with my life. It's actually really ironic because I used to ask people for their opinions and thoughts on my life, what kind of jobs I should get, even what shift I should get at my job, because I wanted to spend more time with these people. I wanted their approval. I wanted to make sure that my schedule lined up with their schedule, for example, right? I remember that, like, back in 2018, so I was in my, like, I was about 27 or 28 at this time, and I had just gotten my first full-time remote job. So I've actually been working remotely for almost 5 years now. Actually, just over 4 years. 5 years is a lie. It'll be 5 years soon, hopefully. I have no intentions of going back into an office ever again, unless it's my own office for my own business. Um, but back in 2018, I got my first like full-time remote job. I worked at a company called Shopify. You might have heard of it before. And at that time, there was different shift times that I could choose from. I had actually gotten a promotion for a new role in the company, and um, before I applied for that role, I actually had a number of times I could choose. So there was like a 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. time, where I would be working with people who were like in the Eastern time zone. And then there was like people, there was like a 10 a.m., 6 p.m. time, my time. I'm in mountain time. Um, and that would be like 9 to 5 in Pacific time. So that's like your regular kind of like 9 to 5 kind of day. There was also 5 p.m. to 1 a.m., which was also a really good time too. And the thing is when I was 28, I was like in my experimental phase, right? And I was just like, okay, I'm gonna like Like I want to experiment with different things that I've never tried before. I mentioned this before, like on my Instagram stories on at Magnetic Unicorn on Instagram. But when I was little, I used to watch a show called Dirty Jobs. Well, who is it by? Let's see. I'm gonna just quickly Google it here. Dirty Jobs. Uh, Mike Rowe. Okay. Dirty Jobs by Mike Rowe. So Mike Rowe is this guy in Dirty Jobs. He like every single episode would be him trying a dirty job. So maybe it could be going into a sewer and trying to clean it out. That's a dirty job. So it would be any kind of job that would be a dirty job, right? It would be something you would get dirty in. Um, and used to love watching that show because I just love understanding different industries, different jobs, and how things worked. Because like I was not really allowed to get a job when I was super little. I actually had to like kind of like come up with my own cover letter. And convince my mom to let me apply for jobs and stuff like that because she just wanted to like take care of me forever, and like that's totally cool. But I also wanted to gain skills and stuff, and be able to be independent. So um I would watch Dirty Jobs and I was like, I want to kind of be like Mike Rowe. I don't want to do dirty jobs. Like I'm okay with doing dirty jobs if I have to, but what I would prefer is I would prefer to do random jobs like Mike Rowe that people have never really heard of or done. And I think it's so cool that in this day and age that we can actually literally go on the internet and then do a whole bunch of different odd jobs. So um I haven't updated this channel yet, but I will here on the live, but I'll make a separate video on this. But I actually quit my full-time job. I retired from the 9 to 5 back in October 2021. Um, and that was a very interesting time for me. It took me about 6 months of a grieving period to go through the grieving period process because I was like, damn, like I literally just retired from 9 to 5. Like I have no idea if I'm gonna go back to 9 to 5. Um, but I retired and I was like, you know what? This is my chance. This is my chance to make my childhood dreams come true and do those odd jobs that I wanted to do. So I've been like applying to different things, like being an online tutor, being an online career and tech consultant, being a chat moderator, being a user testing thing for websites, um, being an online English teacher. Like I've just been applying to all these like really cool, candid jobs, and like that's the thing that I want because I like that flexibility, and I love that I can like learn different things and put on so many different hats. Like that's just who I am. I love doing different things, and then I can also work on my business on the side, and make that like my thing that I really invest. I can continue developing myself personally and professionally. It's like it's super fun. Like I even told myself that my ideal life is just me like being on the beach or like sitting in my beautiful home with like beautiful floor to ceiling windows with the sun shining through, and like me being able to see the ocean from my windows and just read books all day. Like legit my dream job is like just to read books all day. That I love reading. Like nonfiction is my favorite genre of books to read, but I'm starting to read fiction now. Like I'm actually really proud of myself. I have two fiction books in my house now. I only had one for like over 7 years, and then now I have two. So I'm pretty proud of myself, and I'm actually getting through the second nonfiction book pretty well. I went back to the first nonfiction book, and I read a little bit of it, and I plan to go back to it. Anyways, so that's the first piece of advice that I would give myself, my 28-year-old self, is follow my dreams, right? Like stop asking for other people to make decisions for me. Stop asking people for their opinions on what I should do, and just trust my own opinion. It's like I noticed that when I started to actually trust myself more when I was 29, 30, and now I'm 31, miracles would happen. I'd feel really good about my choices actually. And whenever I let someone else choose my choices, oh my God, I just feel like shit afterwards. Like, I don't know if you feel the same way when someone chooses something for you. Last time I felt like shit was probably when actually there's many times I felt like shit because I don't know what happened after following my dreams. I ended up kind of falling back into a people pleasing mode. Like I didn't trust myself anymore. It was really weird. I'm okay now. And what happened was I remember I was at a photo shoot, and for this photo shoot, like the photographer and I like went into this like membership club people only kind of like food room, and there was like instant noodles there, and I wanted instant noodles. And there's two types of instant noodles. There's the instant noodles I liked and the instant noodles that I didn't like. And the instant noodles that I didn't like was instant noodles that the photographer liked, right? um and the photographer offered to prepare the instant noodles for me while I went and prepared this quiche for myself, because I also wanted some quiche. They also had quiche there, which was awesome. um, I'm also slightly sick. So what actually ended up happening, the photographer took just just got instant noodles for both of us, but he got the instant noodles that I didn't like, and I didn't mention that I didn't like this other instant noodle. Like I didn't mention like which instant noodle I liked, so that was my mistake. So that's also my second piece of advice to myself is talk about what you like and what you want, and also be verbal about what you don't want, right? Because then you'll know what you want, right? Tell people what you want and what you like, so that you can actually get that more in your life, right? Because it's like, what's the point? What's the point of moving forward on things when you're not moving forward on things that you like and want, right? Um, and Yeah, so it just made me feel really shitty, uh, not getting what I want. Number three would definitely be saying yes to the opportunities that really line up with me more, even if they don't work out. Okay. So I think when I turned 29, that was probably one of the best years in my life so far, because that was the year where I literally said yes to like 80, maybe 90% of things. So I said yes so many times. I almost double booked myself for a lot of things I said yes to. And the reason why is because I was trying to get myself to say yes to more things that really aligned with me. I would have friends who I hadn't talked to for 7 years all of a sudden just show up in my reality and be like, hey, I could really use some help with business development. Do you know anyone? And I'm like, yes, I can help you. And then I would follow up with them, and then things would just kind of like fall through and not work. But the thing is, it wasn't about doing that work and following through with that work. It was about me saying yes to something I really like doing, because I love business development. I love connecting with people, love networking with people, and I love seeing how we can partner together to help each other out. Like that's like one of the most fulfilling things that I can do. And also my Myers-Briggs personality, if you are familiar with that, it's like a 16 personality type test. I'll link the place where you can get your free um, personality, uh, your your Myers-Briggs personality here in the chat. So I'm an ENFJ. I used to be an ESFJ, I think, which is like sensitive or something. I don't know. I'm still learning these personality things. But I'm an ENFJ. So with ENFJs, like we feel really fulfilled when we're helping people and when we're leading people and like guiding people and partnering with people and collaborating with people. So we need to be in like relationships where we're collaborating with other people and partnering with other people. Um, so it's just so fulfilling for me to do that, to say yes. And I said yes to so many things. I could have definitely been a better communicator after saying yes to those things, because some of those things I didn't follow up on. But the lesson for me there at that time when I was 29 was to just say yes to all the things that really aligned with me, and it was great. Fourth piece of advice would be to say no to things. Say no to things that don't align with me. So I don't know how many times, but when I was 28 and before that, I would say yes to so many different things because I didn't want to make someone sad, right? I didn't want to disappoint someone. I didn't want someone to have anxiety because I wasn't there, right? I always felt like I was like the mother bird and I had to be there 100% of the time. I also got emotionally manipulated many times. I remember like having so much social anxiety trying to go to an event one time, and someone being like, oh my god, please just go for me. And I'm like, okay, I go for you. And then I realized that I spent 80% of the time in the washroom. So I definitely didn't need to go for this person. And I realized that if I had just stayed home, like I would have been okay. That person would have been okay. Like I should never have to say yes to something that I don't feel comfortable doing. Right. So my motto this year and moving forward is to say no to things that don't align with me. And this time it wasn't a financial goal, which probably was a huge mistake on my part. I'm just gonna say that. I should have definitely had a financial goal in mind, but I didn't. Instead, I chose a date, and I was like, you know what? By October 2021, I will quit my full time job. And it was really painful, but I did it. I almost didn't. But I received a sign because my coworker had actually resigned and told me about her resignation. And then that's when I knew that was a sign. And then I actually got a sign from the universe. Like, I will show you the sign. So I was like, I had my resignation letter ready, and I was ready to tell my lead. My lead was awesome. I still keep in touch with them. Um, and I was like asking the universe, like, oh my God, like, should I do this? Should I do this? Like, I was having so much anxiety over it. And I kid you not, the universe just responded because I had these two books on my nightstand. And what ended up happening was I bumped into my nightstand for some reason, and then this book, the Everyday Tarot, landed on top of the Universe Has Your Back journal here in a way where it said the universe has your back every day. So it covered up the journal part. So it was like this, like they landed on each other like this. The universe has your back every day. And that's when I knew that was my sign from the universe. That was spirit talking to me. And it was like, Kara, like, universe has got your back. You'll be okay. And I was so worried because I was literally worried about my finances. Um, I have a mortgage. I have a house. Um, I have expenses. I have bills to pay for my internet and my electricity. Um, I don't have a phone bill, thank God. That is generously paid for by my family, but it could be my bill, right? Like I gotta like prepare for all these things. So I was in a freak out. Um, I was in a freak out, and then I told myself, you know what? Like you've been wanting to quit your 9 to 5. You've been wanting to quit the 9 to 5 life for years. Let's do it now, and just like we'll manifest the finances. So I did it. I handed in my resignation letter after I got that sign from those books. These books were the ones that like were the catalysts for me quitting my job. I quit. I put in 2 weeks. That was actually my first time ever putting 2 weeks at a company. Okay. Um, it's actually pretty awesome. I'm really proud of myself because usually I give like a month. I was such a people pleaser back then. Anyways, and then I did it. The next piece of advice I would have is have faith in the universe. Just have so much faith in the universe. Like there were so many times in the last 3 years that I just got stressed so easily and got anxious so easily. And I noticed those were the times that I would just feel so just off the track. But the times where I was most peaceful, most calm, that's when I would manifest big finances, big things in my life, awesome things in my life. The other piece of advice I would give myself is also to meditate every single day for at least like, I don't know, 3 hours. Okay. I know that sounds like a lot, but I realized that there is a huge difference from meditating for only 5 minutes a day to 3 hours a day. It's like I just have so much peace in 3 hours of meditation because I'm literally tapping into a more calmer state. I'm tapping into an alpha state, which is when your brain gets into the state where it's like it's a creative state and you can absorb things much faster, right? And then the more that you absorb, that's what happens and manifests and unfolds in your reality moving forward. So I've actually been meditating a lot more now lately. Especially since my routine has been not so much a routine. Like I don't follow a set I don't sleep at a set time anymore. It's 5 a.m. right now. Usually I'd in bed at this time if I were in my 9 to 5, but I am up right now because I am feeling super energized. I had a 4-hour nap earlier today, and I've just accepted that I'm just gonna be a polyphasic sleeper for maybe the rest of my life, and that's okay. It's totally fine. Um, and um, I noticed that when I increased my meditation recently, I just felt more calmer about things. Like, I no longer have the same anxiety that I would if I didn't meditate. And I no longer feel pressure to do the things that I don't want to do. I no longer feel pressure to say yes to everything, even if I don't want to do it. So, yeah, it's awesome. The other piece of advice I would give myself is to be more grateful and appreciative of the things, experiences, and people that I already have in my life. Um, when I was 28, I actually went through a breakup. Uh, it was really tough. I'm not gonna lie, it was tough. And I kept telling myself, I should have been more grateful for that relationship that I had because honestly, like it was perfect. It was a perfect relationship, but I just had so much to complain about. And what you complain about manifests away from you. So I really appreciate that person. I'm really grateful for them in my life. They're still in my life, which is awesome. And I'm grateful that I have them in my life. And I appreciate them and I appreciate the relationship. And I appreciate my relationship right now, my relationships that I have right now. And I'm grateful for them right now. And I know that with gratitude and appreciation, like you can make anything last long. Um, I was in a decade-long relationship, and so I realized that what kept that relationship lasting long was not just the surface level of relationship things like communication and stuff, but it was actually appreciating, acknowledging, admiring, spreading love and gratitude and freedom in the relationship, right? And I was in a dark place a few years back where I tried to control everything outside of me because I could not control my inner world. I could not control what was inside of me. I am definitely in a better place now. I no longer try to control people anymore because honestly, like that just takes so much energy away from me. And I'm just like, I'd rather just focus on myself. I'm like, people can figure their own shit out. I got my own shit to figure out. So, um, the next piece of advice I would also give myself is to control me, right? Instead of trying to control others. Focus on me. Like whenever I find myself razzled up about someone else or trying to complain about someone else, I actually take a seat back now because I'm more aware than I was before. And I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm actually focusing a lot too much on this person, like what they're saying, blah, 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 when I should actually be turning the attention towards me. What is it in me that is being triggered right now by this interaction, by this person, right? And what can I do for me? How can I focus on me, put the focus back on me? That leads to my next piece of advice is to always make sure that I get what I need, right? That's actually one of my top questions that I ask myself every day right after I wake up. It's like, what do I need right now? I need a cup of water because I am dehydrated from last night, or I need to move around and get my body moving, and I need to go outside and get some sun, right? I realize that when I actually meet my needs, I'm less cranky to be around. I'm a less cranky person. I have less anxiety, I have less stress. I'm more calm. I'm more peaceful. I'm more happy. And I can actually get stuff done. I can actually focus and be disciplined. For a while, I thought I had ADHD, but I actually went through my psychologist, and we determined that I actually have an energy um, I have a like an not energy issue, but I have a thing where it's like I'm kind of like a dog. If I have so much energy built up in me that I need to let it out. And if I don't let it out, what happens is my focus goes everywhere. It goes everywhere inside my head. It doesn't go everywhere on the computer or whatever it is. It just goes around in my head. So that's kind of how I know that I don't have ADHD, is because my focus is in my head. It's not actually like scattered all over the place or trying to do other things, right? But I know for me, it's just an energy management thing. That's what I think that's what it's called, energy management. So, um, next piece of advice following that is make sure that you actually get a lot of movement in your life, right? Especially for an ENFJ like me. I just came across this over like something I just saw online the other day, but apparently for ENFJs, it's like if ENFJs are feeling a little bit razzled, movement actually helps them loosen up and then like kind of be a little bit more normalized, right? And so I realized that for me is like when I was at my last job, I really needed to move every time I finished a task. I would move around, I would dance, I would do a workout, a dance workout. Um, and it was great. I would do a dance workout and I'd be so happy and I get a lot of work done and my work was top quality. Like I got 100% quality scores at my job, doing that kind of routine. And next piece of advice I would give myself is also to keep drinking and eating healthy. So this is a green smoothie. So what makes this a green smoothie is it has some superfood powder in it, which has wheatgrass and a whole bunch of other like proteins and vitamins, and then it has a little bit of matcha in it and oat milk and ice. Super simple, but this was the kind of stuff that I was drinking, along with just different smoothies, like Happy Planet, E Vibe, um, Booster Juice. I would get like Booster Juice or Jugo Juice, right? Um, in the last year in 2021, I noticed that when I increased my consumption of smoothies and also increased my um, consumption of vegan food, I ate a lot more salads, less fried foods. I also ate a lot more dim sum, just like a lot of stuff that made me happy. Um, I also stayed away from McDonald's. Like I hadn't had McDonald's in years, actually. Um, and I noticed that like I would just be more efficient, more intelligent. I can think really quickly. I can synthesize information really quickly. I don't need to take like a whole day or a week to think on a decision. Like I can literally make a decision like in just a few minutes. And it's incredible. I also had taken Cassandra Rose sample supplements as well. And I also have this 5 hot chocolate mushroom mix that has lion's mane in it, cordyceps, reishi, I think, and like turkey tail. So like a whole bunch of really good like mushrooms that are really good for like my brain. It's also really good for my gut, my gut and my immune system as well. I also started drinking coffee again in 2021. I don't drink it every day, but like I only drink it when I like crave it. And I noticed that actually coffee, although it is a psycho drug, it did actually help me focus. On most days, and I made sure to drink milk like that I really enjoy, like oat milk. I love oat milk. It tastes really good. There's a brand that I like. It's called Earthzone that I really like to use. I don't have that brand right now, so I'm using the Kirkland brand from Costco, which is also really tasty, but I would actually prefer the Earthzone if I had to choose. Um, so yeah. Um, Next piece of advice I would give myself is uh I think I kind of blended it in already, but yeah, just like keeping healthy. Just making sure that I'm keeping my body in top shape. Like I think I'm in the best shape that I've ever have been in my life. Um, like I have been actually taking photos of myself. I've done my first like boudoir photo shoot last year, and I've done like some bikini photos of myself as well. Not bikini photos, lingerie photos of myself. And like if I put my photos side by side, with my photos from like before when I was like 27 slash 28. Oh my God, like you would not be able to recognize me. I don't even recognize myself, right? And that's because like I work really hard on my body every day. I try to get at least 30 minutes a day of working out, of movement in my body. I try to get outside as much as I can. Thank God I have a fucking balcony outside, because some days like I just don't want to go downstairs. I'm lazy, right? And that's okay. So I'll go onto my balcony and I'll just sit there on my patio chairs, and I'll just soak in the sun. I'll talk to myself and talk to the universe. Like I'll talk out loud. I'll just like observe like my neighbors, like pots and stuff like that, because I like looking in and exploring things. Like my dog, he likes to explore things too, and it just keeps you really healthy. Um, Next piece of advice: definitely drink more water. I have been trying to drink more water this week. Especially since I've been feeling like really dry, like I just feel really super dusty and crusty. And I noticed this actually because my sinus was super blocked for such a long time. So I actually started using this like sinus med stuff. That's also my next piece of advice, is to keep up with my I guess physical health. I noticed that I actually fallen back into my old habits where it's like I refuse to go to a doctor, refuse to get eye drops, refuse to do this, do that, do this, do that, whatever it is. But I was like, you know what? They built this stuff for a reason. I'm gonna be okay. I'm not gonna die because I'm using this. Nothing bad will happen to my brain or my mental health because I'm using this. Um, I'll be fine. So I used to be super afraid of a bunch of different drugs and vaccines and all that kind of stuff messing with my brain, um, just because of other people's fears of that, that have influenced me. But I realized that I also am the creator of my own reality. So whatever I believe will happen for me. And so I like to choose to believe the good things. Like, okay, because I'm using this, I'm gonna be okay. I'm gonna be safe. So that's just the way that I like to do things. And so I've been using this sinus med stuff that my dad has actually given me like a year ago, with like a big bottle of distilled water. Thank God my dad is so generous and awesome. I love you, Dad. Thank you so much. I love all my family. They're so awesome. They're very supportive. So I finally started using the sinus med, and oh my God, it really helped. The first day it was kind of terrible because it felt like the dust just went back into my nose. But it's recommended to use the sinus med about 1 to 6 times a day, and the sinus med is basically like you put like uh, diluted water, yeah, diluted water, so non-tap water, into this little bottle thing, and then you put like this like sodium carbonate stuff, like this like salt water thing, um and then you close it up, and then you just like squirt the water in your nostril, and then the other nostril will drain out that water and basically just drain out all the stuff in your nose. If you've ever had your ears flushed out, it's kind of like doing that, but for your nose. I actually haven't done that in a while. I should probably do that too. So I started doing that. I've only been doing it once per day, but I think I'm gonna up it a little bit tomorrow. Um, and it's been great. The first day, like everything was super dusty. I'm also near a construction site, so there's a lot of dust flying around. I also just saged my office here, and I'm going to show you here. But I have carpets in my office, so the sage probably got stuck in the carpet, and so now that's what I'm breathing. Thank God I actually have a carpet cleaner, which I never knew existed. That's that green vacuum looking thing right here. This is a carpet cleaner. So how that works is you put water in a cartridge, and then you put like cleaning solution in it, and then it just basically you run it on your carpet, and it's like shampooing your carpet. I don't have any solution left. I do need to get some, but I think I can also just use regular water in there too, and like my carpets will still be fresh, but I'll figure it out. So I'm gonna have to clean my carpets in a little bit here. And I think the next piece of advice I would also have is just to like just keep it up, you know, just keep moving with things and keep pushing forward. Like there have been so many times that I have just been telling myself, like, you know what, I just give up. I just give up being an entrepreneur because I noticed that I wasn't like attracting my ideal clients. I was attracting a lot of people who were like the opposite of my ideal client, like people who couldn't afford my services or people who just felt like they knew it all and wanted to just give me advice in the middle of things. And I was just like, yo, like that's not how things work. Um, I'm here to help you. I appreciate your help, but I'm here to help you. Um, and then I was like, you know what? Like just because this happens, it's fine. Like this is actually an indicator that you're getting so much closer to where you want to be, Care. And um, that's also what I coach my clients with. Is like not to give up when things don't work well the first time. Like don't give up. Like Rome wasn't built in a day. And I had an epiphany that like finding the ideal client is just like finding the right job. It's like you're interviewing the job as the at the same time the job is interviewing you, right? The client's also interviewing me, but I'm also interviewing the client to see if we're a right fit. And if we're not a right fit, that's fine, we part ways. But if we are, then hello, we're partnering together, right? And we work together on their journey together. um that's a lot of togethers. And yeah, like just never give up. So that's all the pieces of advice I would give myself. There's probably so much more, but I wanted to kind of get it out there. um, I know this was a more like casual and informal kind of chat, but I just wanted to get it out there. And I think I also have this resolution for this year for me to create more of these like candid kind of videos, but also upload a lot more content onto YouTube. I know that this is probably another piece of advice, but to actually upload my stuff to YouTube. I filmed a lot of stuff when I was 27. It was a lot of just like venting and ranting, but there was a lot of stuff that I also filmed that with the intention of going onto YouTube, and I never actually uploaded on there because I got scared. Right, I was just so scared of what people thought about me. And yeah, when I'm not true to myself, weird things happen in the universe, and the universe kind of like pushes things away from me so I can like kind of focus on myself and figure things out. And I get it. I understood the assignment, universe. So thank you all so much for watching and for being here. I'm so grateful to have you all here. And I appreciate you all for listening and also supporting me as well. I am going to be having a lot more chats like this. I just love doing these kind of lives, and I love just like chatting in the camera and just like, just chatting with you guys. So let me know in the comments if there's any kind of topics that you would like me to cover on this Magnetic Unicorn Vlogs channel. I'm kind of open to a bunch of things. Spirituality is also a suggestion. I could talk about manifestation on here. That's totally fine. Life goals, life coach stuff, business stuff, whatever floats your boat. I'm giving the floor to you. So let me know in the comments what you would like to see, and I'll take a look, comb through them, and I'll see you all next time. Bye. Love you all. Keep on manifesting. Peace.